Her father lost everything with one reckless bet, and this time, he didn't hand over money, he handed over his only daughter. The entire saloon fell silent as 19-year-old Emily Carter stood trembling beside the poker table. Every man expected the rugged cowboy who had won her to treat her like property. Instead, he looked into her frightened eyes and quietly said, "You're not mine to own, but if you trust me, I'll spend the rest of my life proving that no one will ever sell you again." That single sentence changed both of their lives forever. Before this unforgettable story begins, I have one small request. If stories about hope, second chances, and true love touch your heart, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Every subscription helps us bring you more powerful Western romance stories that stay with you long after they end. Now, let's step into a story where one broken promise leads to a love that changes two lives forever. The Girl Who Was Never Meant to Be Sold. The year was 1886, deep in the Wyoming Territory. Emily Carter had grown up believing hard work solved every problem. She milked cows before sunrise, chopped firewood in winter, and cooked every meal while her father wasted his days drinking whiskey and gambling. Ever since her mother passed away, Emily had become the only responsible person in the house. But nothing could stop her father's addiction. Every payday ended at Dawson's saloon. Every payday ended with another debt. That night, the smoke-filled room echoed with laughter as cards slapped against the wooden table. Emily's father had already lost his horses. Then the family wagon. Then their land deed. When he reached into his empty pockets, panic spread across his face. The wealthy ranchers laughed. "You got anything left?" His bloodshot eyes slowly turned toward Emily. She felt her heart stop. "I've got my daughter." The room instantly became quiet. Emily couldn't believe what she had just heard. Her own father had traded her life for another hand of poker. Most of the men looked away in shame. Only one cowboy remained expressionless. His name was Nathan Brooks, owner of one of the largest cattle ranches in the valley. He was known as a quiet man. Strong, honest, lonely. Nathan had never married. People whispered that losing his fiancée years earlier had broken something inside him forever. When the final card hit the table, Nathan won. Emily closed her eyes. She expected humiliation, cruelty, or worse. Instead, Nathan stood, placed a heavy leather pouch filled with gold coins on the table, and looked directly at Emily's father. "I'll pay every debt." The drunk man grinned. Nathan continued, "But understand this." His voice became cold. "You're not selling your daughter. You're losing the right to call yourself her father." No one dared speak. Emily's father reached for the coins. Nathan stopped him. "You'll never come near her again." The entire saloon watched in silence. Emily couldn't stop crying. Outside, Nathan gently handed her a warm blanket. "You don't have to come." She stared at him. "What? If you want to leave, I'll give you enough money to start over somewhere else." Emily had never heard kindness spoken like that. "I have nowhere to go." Nathan nodded. "Then come to the ranch. No promises. No expectations. Just safety." For the first time in years, Emily felt safe. Nathan's ranch was enormous. Rolling hills stretched farther than the eye could see. Hundreds of cattle grazed peacefully beneath the golden sunset. But despite the wealth, the ranch house felt empty. There were only 2 ranch hands and an elderly cook named Martha. Martha immediately hugged Emily. "Oh honey, you've been through enough." Emily almost broke down again. Days turned into weeks. Nathan never entered her room without knocking. He never raised his voice. He never treated her like she owed him anything. Instead, he taught her how to ride stronger horses, how to manage cattle, how to read business records. He even bought her books because she loved reading. Little by little, Emily stopped looking frightened. She started smiling. The ranch felt alive again. Even the workers noticed. "Our boss laughs now. I forgot he could." One afternoon, while repairing a fence together, Emily finally asked, "Why did you help me?" Nathan stayed quiet for several seconds. "My mother was treated like property." Emily looked surprised. "She was forced into marriage. I promised myself no woman around me would ever feel trapped again." Emily felt tears filling her eyes. No one had ever cared enough to make a promise like that. Months passed. Autumn painted the valley gold. Emily had become an essential part of the ranch. She handled accounts better than anyone. Profits increased. Workers respected her. Nathan admired her intelligence far more than her beauty. Their friendship slowly became something neither dared name. One snowy evening, someone knocked violently on the front door. Nathan opened it. Standing outside, drunk, dirty, angry. Emily's father. I've come for my daughter. Nathan stepped outside and closed the door behind him. You sold every right you had. I changed my mind. Nathan smiled calmly. That's not how daughters work. The drunk man reached for his revolver. Before he could draw, several ranch hands surrounded him. Nathan never touched his weapon. You leave now, and if you ever return, the sheriff will finish this conversation. The man cursed before stumbling away into the snow. Emily had watched everything through the window. For the first time in her life, someone had protected her. That night she quietly found Nathan sitting alone on the porch. You could have been hurt. Nathan smiled. I've faced worse. Emily sat beside him. You gave me something nobody ever did. What? A future. Nathan looked toward the stars. You earned it yourself. No, you simply reminded yourself who you were. Winter passed. Spring arrived. The ranch flourished more than ever before. One afternoon Nathan asked Emily to ride with him into the hills. They stopped beside a small lake surrounded by wildflowers. Nathan seemed unusually nervous. I've rehearsed this speech for weeks. Emily laughed. So have I. Nathan blinked. She smiled. I knew. Nathan reached into his pocket. Instead of an expensive ring, he held a tiny silver band that had belonged to his mother. I can't erase your past. I can't promise life will always be easy. But I promise this. You will never wonder if you're wanted. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Nathan continued softly. I don't want to rescue you anymore. I want to walk beside you. For the rest of our lives. Emily didn't hesitate. Yes. The wedding wasn't grand. No wealthy guests. No fancy decorations. Just ranch workers. Neighbors. Martha crying through the ceremony. And two people who had discovered that love built on respect lasts longer than love built on excitement. Years later, travelers passing through Wyoming often spoke about Brooks Ranch. Not because it was the richest, but because every orphan, widow, or abandoned traveler who needed help always found a warm meal there. Emily never forgot where she came from. Nathan never forgot the promise he made. Together they turned pain into hope for countless others. People often asked how they met. Emily would simply smile and say, he didn't win me, he gave me my freedom. And Nathan always answered, no, she gave my lonely heart a home. Sometimes the greatest love stories don't begin with a perfect first meeting. Sometimes, they begin the moment one person chooses kindness when the whole world expects cruelty. Please friends spot my channel. Like, share, comment. Subscribe for more stories. Thanks for watching.